Hello Total Wargamers, my name is Deacon and welcome back to our Lindon Rush campaign as we continue where we left things off last time and move ahead with our wars against both Angmar and Dunland. Now we're going to have to tower up in this area. We really need some extra visibility on army movements to see what's ahead. Because we've dived headlong into a war with Dunland without really knowing what's going on here. They've taken Mangalen, at some point they were even sieging Bree. They've taken half the Shire, so we desperately need more visibility. We've towered up over here all that we could, but obviously there's only one unit here still, as was before. We are building a ram, so it's gonna be possible to attack on the next turn and then use our archers to kill that single general over there. But then we'll be open to attack straight from Northern Tarbot. So this is the funnel that they're gonna channel all their units through and will be their primary target. This is a money maker, and I don't know if the Northern Dunedain are at war with Dunland as well. No, they aren't. They are at war with pretty much everyone else, but not with the Northern Dunedain. So they aren't going to aid us. We'll have to fend for ourselves, and in between these two strips of land, this is the focal point of their attention, while they still have Mangalen and the rest of the Shire. So we've maneuvered ourselves in a pretty bad spot, and we're gonna need some reinforcements. In fact, I'm gonna shift movement of those guys over there, and then we need some more recruits. We're going to need armies. Right now we have too little. I mean, we set out with a single northern army and a single southern army at the start of the game. Now we what's his name, Gildor here, he has been moving around building towers on our borders. So Havenmaster Serdan was there pretty much by himself.
Scout the area. Stay alert.
And yes, there's a diplomat here. The bribes are insane from time to time. So fortunately in 2.0 that's gonna be done away with, and I'm really looking forward to that. Now, as I was saying, we need more spies, so let's instead build this and then those. What else? Where else can we build vineyards? Not here. What? Here. So in 2 turns we can at least recruit 2 more spies. So basically then we're done. However, I'd like to see if I can help myself being forgetful about it and just 3 spies in 2 turns. I'm just gonna stock up on those buildings, basically. Because I'm very fond of having watchtowers everywhere and visibility everywhere, but we can't with our watchtowers thanks to spies. Because then you can anticipate, like now, if I hadn't had this watchtower over here, I wouldn't have noticed this army over there, and then it's just a lot more difficult to properly decide.
Sire, elves, we must give up the road.
Enedwaith is probably going to be at war with us soon. Right now we have 1, 2, 3 ungarrisoned settlements right next door to them. They've expanded into Bregost, I think it's over here, and here's Suduri. It is an Enedwaith town, but under siege. So that's interesting information. Enedwaith fort, Enedwaith capital, Enedwaith town. Oh my god. At least Gondor's still here. Another fort. Gondor. Isengard has taken the Folberg, which is one position I never give up when playing as Rohan. So Dunland and Enedwaite are both pretty powerful in their own rights south of the river. So let's just hope that Enedwaite is not going to declare war on us right now and keep itself occupied with Dunland. And vice versa. But anyway, we're only 28 turns in, and they've already been doing pretty well for themselves, as have we, I must say. I mean, we're not in a bad spot. Now, on the I had some recording problems yesterday playing this, as I at the end turn, as you can see, most of our stuff was already done anyway. So I'm now just revisiting what we were doing yesterday, but or what we were doing last time, I mean, just finishing this turn. And this is my second attempt at continuation of the campaign, because it got stuck really. When I came back to Lindon, I did this battle that we're doing now, so this is the second time I'm fighting it. And then what happened is I clicked the end turn, it came to Gondor, and then it crashed. So I learned from the community in Discord. I also have a Discord. If you like to have a chat, please do join and jump into my channel there. I have a server, but there is a very vibrant DAC community in Discord as well, which is set up by the mod leader Arkie Galadiritan, and he's occasionally in there as well, as are the other modders and members of the mod team, as are many other YouTubers like Mr. Smart Donkey and so on, people you may know of their Divide and Conquer videos on YouTube. So nice opportunity to meet them there, but also a very helpful and welcoming community. And so I came there and said, okay, if there's anyone who can load my save file and then get me past the end turn, at least it'll help me continue my Lindon campaign, because I was having an awful lot of fun with this one. I really wasn't ready to let it go. But I got this tip from one of the guys over there. He said, take a look, toggle the fog of war. If Caer Andros is being sieged, you will have to send over a unit using cheat codes and basically unsiege Caer Andros. So that's what I did. I moved Gildor using cheat codes. It's like a move character and then give the coordinates. So I moved them over there, and then also gave a condition auto win attacker. Now this isn't going as planned.
We will smash the enemy.
Of course, halberdiers are not the kind of guys that you want to face as cavalry. They have armor piercing, they have these huge they're huge pikes and knives and axes and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna try and draw them away from my faction leader here. He's gonna take care of the marauders piecemeal, no problem. But the halberds, they would be more damaging, and we have enough arrows in our quivers to deal with them basically. So let's bring our archers closer and kill them. And I'm gonna kite with my swordsman. I'm not engaging them until all our arrows are spent. They're not coming back. Now, as you can tell, I no longer have the arrow markers and the banners on the units, and it's a matter of taste. It does make for more cinematic battles, if you ask me. Maybe adds a little realism. However, it also makes things harder to control, particularly to keep track of what you're doing. And I suppose as a viewer also to keep track of what you're watching, because I was just commanding this unit to fire on them, but there's just less ways to tell what's happening. And I do enjoy this kind of setup. So hold your fire is what I said. Anyway, they're gonna escape with just a few of the troops left. So they'll disband and we'll move back into our castle Baridon to stay there for another turn and further beat back Angmar. And by doing so, I hope we can free up units in the armies of Dunland and Bree to actually go and fight at our southern front, which is actually the most the most threatened, I think. But anyway, moving a character here to Karandros. At his back, I attacked the sieging army, auto-win conditions, then moved it back to Barchetta, gave him back his movement points that he had spent, saved the game back up as if nothing had happened. So all that has changed is that Mordor lost a single stack army here, and Caer Andros is no longer under siege. And that's gonna help us continue the game. If it weren't for that little procedure there, a surgical incision, we wouldn't have been able to continue. So it was actually the first time that I used any of those commands. I know how to toggle the fog of war, how to get rid of traits that I consider to be undesirable. So removing traits is what I've done in the past, but adding money or all those kind of stuff, there just wasn't any need for me to do so. I play on very hard for a reason, and the only reason why I'd want to remove traits is because of my tendency to have in my own mind my role play kinds of ideas. Look, this guy feels appreciated. If his father, now he doesn't have a father because we have a Teutonic family tree, but adoptions generally make true sons feel disrespected and makes them disloyal. So now we're done for the turn, and finally we're ready to move into turn 29. Now I've had to make a little cut because the game crashed in the meantime. So we've progressed into turn 28 and you've just missed the beginning of the turn messages, but that's all really. So we'll have to review all the building construction that we've done, and also recruitment is something we'll have to review just as much. Now there's an army which is too big for us to handle, but we'll leave it up to the Northern Dunland to deal with. These guys, however, we are going to attack. Our spy is going to run up here and keep watch over whatever approaches us and whatever Eredlun might do in this area. I don't mind if they move in further. Really, they can have those lands as far as I'm concerned. We're just gonna grind down any invading armies around here. And at the end of the previous part that I just recorded, we set a lot of vineyard buildings to be constructed. Now, as you can tell, Waith is moving out. Of course, they can't really resist the temptation to take some of our settlements, which are right now undefended here, and also Dunland has moved out of their respective areas in here. Bree has taken Mengalen and is now on its approach this way, and here is more of Dunland's armies that are pretty reduced, so I suppose this is close to full unit, but they don't seem overly strong. However, they've already sent a relief army here. I'm gonna try and take this and then rush back and defend against Captain Bothien. Exactly. Anyone know how to pronounce Bothien? Let me know. I'm pretty sure there's some lore enthusiasts that know better than I. Now we're gonna have to put a little pressure on Waith. If they don't watch out, we'll attack Dolphorn from them if they declare war on us. I don't know if we're trading with them right now. Maybe we are. Waith. Let's see, I need to know. However, I don't think they factor in where we're trading. They're fighting Dunland, as are we. So, and they're trading with us. But then again, this is a hard difficulty, very hard actually. So, I'm not counting on them being reasonable. Not with us, not with anyone. I'm looking around if there's anything we can recruit. And no, we can't over here. I think we're about to lose Kor really sharp, and rather than losing the construction money, wow, it's gonna take 2 turns. It's not gonna take them that long. So also recruiting doesn't make sense for the moment. And we've saved some cash, see. Karaselernen, no. Ostgelon, no. Perth and Lewin. We can start building mines, how about that? Anar, the Angmarin diplomat, he may have interest in actually bribing some of our settlements. It's just part of life in version 1.2. There isn't anything we can do about it. So 2 battles to be fought, and let's start with Mertraith.
Follow me.
We're not gonna charge in, but we're going to shoot him, the chieftain's bodyguards. So here we go.
Put an end to this evil.
And then I think we'll lose the settlement very soon after. But hey, we have to try. Maybe Bree will rush into our aid. We'll just have to see. So start deployment. I am going to try and save up these swordsmen, put our general on the ram, draw back our archers and start the battle. Now, they're not sallying. They're leaving their tower, and I'm totally fine with that. We'll just let them withdraw to the center. They move away. They're probably just gonna sit here, which perhaps makes sense. I don't know. They could have withdrawn at a later time. First, we're gonna smash the gate. Smash, smash, smash.
The battering ram is in place.
There we go.
It will not be long before our enemy's defenses fall.
And now we're gonna move in our archers and our swordsmen.
The battering ram has done its work.
We're not in a hurry.
Advance! And have the glory of Lindon. This is the way. Our soldiers have proved their worth today. The enemy's walls belong to us now.
We're gonna set our general right here. So if they decide to come at us, then we'll burn them. We're gonna waste our arrows, not waste them, we're gonna spend our arrows on the chieftain's bodyguard. And they're not coming at us yet. And we are killing them. So far so good. And you may think this is cheesy, however, if you've just seen what Dunland is sending towards us, then hopefully you won't be so harsh on me.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Okay, these guys emptied their quivers. Next team, move in.
Advance!
I think we've just killed about half of them.
For the glory of Lindon.
To prevent friendly fire, let's give them a little space. Their arcing shots are doing just fine. The elven arrows, they're pretty deadly. They can't see the enemy, so maybe that's costing them some accuracy, I don't know. These guys have spent arrows. On what, I ask you? So these guys have been shooting blind basically, so let's move forward just a little bit, sit here and put our archers here, which should give them complete visibility of the enemy.
Wait your command.
Alright,
Direct your fire.
fire. Let's see if this improves anything to the kill rate. Well, not at all. The first one just died. Again, we're still going to have to send in our general.
For the glory of Lindon. We meet them at last. For the glory of Lindon.
Look at these Falas lords rushing in. Come on, kill them.
Close in on them. Our men have taken. The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
So far, you haven't lost a single soldier.
Victory.
Yes. Cool. Now, is that Radagast coming out of his tree? His tree home? Looking for bunnies maybe? I don't know. Could be. Or Tom Bombadil perhaps. Whatever, how you'd like to depict him. That's, I think, more likely. So, we've taken Matraith, and as I just said, I don't think we'll be able to hold it.
Protect the elven lands.
Of course our relations have worsened, so... Is there anything we can tear down to give us some gold? Yes, there is. Wow, that was noisy. So these guys, 3 units, and can our 2 defeat their 3? That's the question. Let's reduce upkeep because most of our army is going to move out and come back here. Beat back these guys. So when is it worth trying to leave a garrison? I don't know. We're gonna pull out 2 of our units, move back and see what happens. These 3 guys, they stay here and defend. Maybe I'm sending them to their deaths. I don't know, but we're going to try. Now, too bad we don't have any generals with us. No more generals. I would have loved to have more generals. We have 4, and as we don't do adoptions, it's gonna stay with those 4 only. We have monies. So there was some settlements where we could construct mines, but let's start out with our capital, because I figure it's most safe over there. And well, before we can build any more units, we'll have to build other stuff. These settlements here, they have our priority in terms of recruitment buildings and so on. Bar I Donyonak is building culture first. Hello there. And before we give them armor upgrades, we're going to destroy this bunch of units there. There you go. Ah, wargs. Nice. And goblin band and more goblin band. So how shall we go about it? Maybe they'll simply rush in with their wargs. Could be one way to go. And then we'll pin them with our faction leader right there. I think he should be able to just cut through them without much effort. And let's expect the enemy to be deployed right in front of us. They can sit there, and our swords are the response force. Okay, now already we are firing on them, so I'm pretty sure that they're gonna come towards us. Now I need to pin those wargs with my faction leader. If anything, that has to happen. The rest doesn't matter too much, but yes, Sirdan is the only thing that we have against them. Let's train elbows or sights on the wargs. That's basically the only true challenge that we're facing. The swords are going to intercept and pin the goblin bands, both of them. So now the wargs are marching. And of course they can try and move around us. But there's a now the archers, I'm gonna take them off skirmish. Now they're both going to get clipped here. So I'm gonna cancel their movement order. They're gonna take the charge. And those wargs are receiving a charge of our Falas lords. Now we're gonna switch targets to the goblin band over here.
The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours. Ready your bows. This is it. Attack. We meet them at last. Our homes must be defended.
Now our faction leader is suffering a little bit. Let's shift his attention to the goblin band just in his rear.
Only half the enemy force remains. Watch for the enemy. We meet them at last. This is it. Attack.
The wargs are gonna probably try and flank around towards our archers now. But at this rate, I don't give them too much of a chance actually. They're probably gonna die fast now. There we go. 2 more. And once those 2 are killed, we're gonna charge in with our archers and hit these guys from behind. Okay, I'm gonna shift fire arrows with this unit. I don't want to lose too many of our artillery swordsmen. He is taking fire, he's just not dying really. There we go. Now let's give them a couple of volleys with fire arrows, see how they respond. They're broken. But we're going to charge them all down and kill whatever is left of them. So all our units are now trying to run down the remnant of that Goblin Band unit. And let's just hope they succeed. Okay. The rest... This is just for fun. Let's see him die. Okay. We'll see him escape with his life. Our elven archers can't kill... If you've seen the Battle of the Bastards, this is Jon Snow here. He's just running through a hailstorm of arrows and well, you know, now you know what he did is actually realistic. So yeah, exit battle.
By the victory we have won here today.
Some archers gained some experience, actually the biggest unit of them. We've lost 5 Midland nobles in the fight here and one of them has healed up. Alright, and one more Angmarian army gone from the world of Middle Earth, that is. And now it's time for our armor upgrades. These 3 elven units, I don't know if they change appearance in Lindon Elven faction once you upgrade them. Yep.
We've defeated their wretched armies.
Here we are. So retrain these 3 and
My lord. Come, my brothers.
Any diplomats in the area? I don't see any. And build a watchtower here.
We will need that one.
And then return on the next turn. So we've pretty much done everything that we had to do. Let's see if there are any diplomats left on the map with movement points. Yes, there are. So can I remember what we were doing with him?
Without question.
I can't remember. Yes, I do. He's going to meet up with Dolamrod and make buddies with them. So our other diplomat is also doing something useful, of course, in the Vales, headed towards the Woodland Realm. And that concludes our episode of today. I'm gonna have to merge 2 video fragments together, and there'll be a little cut in the middle, which perhaps you'll notice, but it should be all good. So if you like this video, please do leave a like, and also if you are not yet subscribed and do like my different campaigns that I've going, or the content of the channel in general, do hit the subscribe button. And if there's any comments that you leave that you'd like to leave, there's a comment section down below if you scroll all the way down. I'd like to hear from you. So see you next time.